I'm a little town called Halifax, North Carolina. May not hear much about it in history, but this is one of the first colonies to send out a declaration of resolve, again known as the Halifax Resolves, against the British for the problems that they had with the British ruling and the British military controlling. I think it's amazing to know that my home state, our ancestors had a big part of the independence from the British ruling. I'm just taking a little stroll down the street. Normally during the week, this would be open to the public to go into some of the places, and on Saturdays, but I got into the area yesterday and it wasn't the best weather, so just making the best of it before I head back to Winston. Well, I thought you'd like to see just a bit of the North Carolina history. And now I'm going to walk up to the cemetery and just see what I can see on it. Excuse the camera shaking and the light. Just holding the phone in my hand. Really can't see it real good, but this is the first headstone that I've come to. And this is a John Boylan from New Jersey. He was born in 1784 and died in 1799. And this one right here is of Abraham Hodge. He's a little bit newer. Died in 1805, so it's a little newer, but still, it's a big part of our history. I try not to talk a whole lot in cemeteries, to just to honor and pay respect to the dear departed. But I just love looking back, even the cemeteries, at our history of the country and the name. And sometimes I see some of the history on the headstones, just like one I hope to show you in the near future that you don't hear about much. But in Cades Cove in Tennessee, there's a cemetery plot at one of the churches that I will be showing you one day soon, that you don't hear about the African American soldiers in the Revolutionary War, but there was the first Revolutionary War soldier that was African American from that area. What I'm going to now must have either been a courthouse or the local law at the time, because I see what you would have been held in if you did something wrong. Forgive me if I start shaking quite a bit, because it is brutally cold out here. It's right around freezing. Can you imagine having your legs locked in this one, or your head locked in that one, to be out on display for your fellow people? Here is showing what that one is. And can you imagine being held in the pillory and somebody using a branding iron on your back? And the other one is the stocks, where you sit down and the legs are held. Now we're on the way to a place that, after I visit this one, we'll be on the way to a couple places that many people in the area would have visited, the local taverns. This building right here is the local jail. And they held people here from 1759 to 1838. And they did go through a lot of, I guess you could call it alcohol back then, beer and spirits. But saying that, what they had back then would be considered what you call green beer or new beer. It was not, most of it was not aged like we have now. That's the Eagle Tavern there. I'd say if you come through the week, you would have been able to go in and see it. Well, I'm going to end this video for now. There is one other tavern, but there's people around it, so I'm going to cut this off for now. Have a good day. Bye.